Hello everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, not film critic of themoviewizard.com. And the reason I am no longer the film critic of themoviewizard.com is because themoviewizard.com is closed. It is gone. It does not exist anymore. And that's partly by choice, partly not by choice. So I decided to make a video for those who care to explain what happened and where you can find my reviews now. So here's the thing, little history. I have been running that website for years now, 7 years. And in that time, with the exception of one little facelift, I haven't changed the site very much. This is not entirely unusual because people with Asperger's like comfort. If we find something that works, we tend to stick with it. I know that's funny because in my reviews I criticize movies that are familiar and I do side jobs that most people's Asperger's would never do because it takes them way outside their comfort zone. But that's because I learned that there are benefits to stepping out of your comfort zone sometimes. If I had never learned that, trust me, I wouldn't do it. And deep down, part of me still doesn't want to do it, but I do it anyway because there are good rewards. You know, going out on dates, terrifying thoughts, but they're fun. I have to admit, they're fun. And driving people around in Lyft and Uber, terrifying thought meeting strangers, but you meet some interesting people, and sometimes you even get an interesting job opportunity. So, you know, it kind of benefits. But the moviewizard.com is something that I always kept the same. And even though the blogosphere came around, I never updated to a blog because I didn't like the idea of a blog. Like, blogs are always current, they're up to the minute, old stuff doesn't matter. I didn't want a site like that. I wanted people to actually go to the site and be able to look through past articles, because I'm happy with my past articles. I know they're not great articles, I'm never going to be a great critic, but I'm happy with them nonetheless. But I have to also admit, it's standard HTML, it's very old-fashioned, and it has not been fun updating this site for the last couple of years. It really hasn't. And several months ago, it kind of dawned me where it was like, I hate working on this. I like writing the reviews, but once I write the review, I put them in a folder and I don't publish them because the thought of actually formatting them for the website became such a monumental task that I didn't want to do it anymore. I just couldn't. And so that's why the main page rarely stopped updating after the Hateful Eight came out, because I couldn't do it. It was just way too much hassle. Well, I searched for some blog templates, and I found one that was free, and they said you could use it, because they gave it out to everyone, so I have permission to use it. And I took it, and it makes it so that I can update it and upload reviews through the blog format, but it still looks and functions like a regular website. So I started converting reviews. Not a whole lot. It's been a very slow process, I admit. But here's the thing. I was also looking at the growth of my site, and I have not grown very much for a while. I really haven't. And when you don't grow, it's time to look at and change. And I have taken some marketing classes. I have a general idea what marketing looks like. And I do know that whenever people say, oh, well, what's your website you write for? And I would say, themoviewizard.com. It doesn't roll off your tongue. And most people actually forget it. In fact, several people, and they say, hey, I want to check out your website. What was it again? It's not snappy. It's not easy to remember. It never was. So I realized the name had to go. It was just time to change it. So themoviewizard.com no longer exists. And I had intended for it to last until January, and I was going to do like the big update in January on the, oh my gosh, I think it's the 8-year anniversary. Like some crazy thing like that. But I got an email like a week ago, or not a week ago, like a few days ago. It said, hey, your domain name, movies.com, it expired, someone bought it, they're asking for $1,000 if you want it back. And, you know, I couldn't justify it. It's like, you know, I was planning on moving on, so we're going to jump now, we're going to move on, and So the movies.com is closed, and now the new site is iCritic.net. www.icritic.net. And it's actually just called iCritic, but you might need the website name. And it's only because iCritic.com was taken. No one's doing anything as a domain name, but I wasn't going to pay for what they wanted. So that's where the reviews are going to be from now on. Right now there's not much. There's only a few of them. And yes, there are some broken images. Those will be fixed by the end of this week. However, and what I will do, like, one of the reasons I wanted to wait till January is I wanted to upload the archive all at once. But that's not going to happen now. So I will probably upload a few archived reviews a week with the new reviews. And what I'll also do is I'll take the time to look through them and clean them up a little bit, because I'm still not a great editor. You're your own worst editor. Anyone who tells you otherwise, they're lying. But I'm going to give myself some credit. At least I go through a couple drafts of the review now. Back then, I'd write the review, and whatever it was there, and there would be spelling errors, and they're embarrassing to look at. So I'm going to clean those up. I'm not going to change any of the fundamental content, but they're going to be easier to read. And so that's kind of what happens. Like, I changed the name to try to grow the site a little bit more. I think iCritic is easier to remember. I think it's more snappy. You can read it on mobile phones now, which I don't like the idea that people read reviews on mobile phones. I don't like reading on phones. But for better or worse, that's where the industry is going. You're probably watching this on a mobile phone right now. Although, in this case, the smaller screen's probably a benefit because, great production values, yay! So anyway, that's my explanation of what happened to the MovieWizard.com. So, Movie Wizard, rest in peace. iCritic, welcome to the world. And, by the way, iCritic.net makes it so that you can subscribe through Google Plus and Facebook and RSS, all those things. So, it's easier to now keep up to date with new reviews and stuff. That's been, for anyone who's wondering, thank you so much if you've been reading the site for years. I know I have a few dedicated fans out there. I hope you like the new site. And that's the end of this video. And if you enjoyed it, give it a like and favorite, subscribe. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.